Hey, everybody. Thanks for hopping on Tuesday Night Team Zoom. Happy payday. Those of you who had commissions today, I know we have a lot of new people on our team, like people who literally have just joined the team. We get commissions every Tuesday based on the sales from the week before. And I know for me, honestly, I use payday as a really big indicator of the effort that I put forth the week before. And by effort, I don't necessarily mean like the amount of sales, just means what I was doing for my business. And we're going to talk about that today. But I know for me, like I look at those commissions weekly and I think, is this a good reflection of the effort that I put forward? And I would say 98% of the time it is. If I wasn't fully plugged in, if I wasn't fully present, guess what? My commissions are going to reflect that. If I was fully plugged in, if I was doing the do, I'm going to get the get. Couple things. I have my notes on my phone. I'm going to pull those up just so that I keep track. There we go. Okay. First and foremost, you guys, Thrive Palooza is in like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. But it is not too late to decide to go. You could literally decide the day before as long as tickets are still available. Currently right now, tickets are still available. We still have room at the Airbnb. The more people we have at the Airbnb, the less it's going to be for all of us. It's in Dallas, Fort Worth. It is hands down. I've told people, I told Michaela and Rachel this. We got together and had kind of a mini get together for our local gals. And we were talking about Thrive Palooza, and retreats are amazing. They're very intimate. They're a great way to get to know people. They're a great way to get some one-on-one, attention from leaders and ask those like nitty-gritty questions. But there is nothing like Thrive Palooza. It is literally like drinking from a fire hydrant of knowledge. Like you will get questions answered that you didn't even know you had. You will walk away with strategies that you didn't even know were possible. You will walk away with inspiration that you didn't even know you needed. There's going to be social media training this year. There's going to be several keynote speakers. You'll hear from millionaires. You'll see millionaires walk across the stage. It's just a different atmosphere. If there is anything that you can do for your business this year, it is that. So don't hesitate to make a last minute decision to go, and just be brave. Take a deep breath. If you're someone who's nervous about being around new people, don't worry. We are incredibly friendly. We are a family, and you will never feel more immediately part of a community than the Thrive community. I would be so thrilled if more of you guys decided to go. We've got an amazing group that's going already, but I think it would be incredibly transformational for a lot of you. So if you haven't decided to go yet, really start thinking about it and really start making that decision. We have auto ships ran to last night. If you have not done your follow-ups, be sure to do that. When you're doing follow-ups with someone for an auto ship, a lot of times they didn't even know that their auto ship didn't go through. One of the biggest mistakes that you can make is not following up with someone who has a failed auto ship because you're afraid that they canceled their auto ship. If they canceled their auto ship, find out why. Is it a money thing this month? Did they want to change some things on their order, but they didn't even know how? It's good to ask. I have a customer, literally, we have no idea why this happens. We've talked to the bank, we've talked to Thrive, we've talked to everybody. Her auto ship is declined every single month. Well, I would say 9 times out of 10, her auto ship is declined for no reason. Just her bank blocks it. Doesn't matter what she does, doesn't matter who she talks to. So guess what? Every single month, I'm in her inbox being like, guess what? It failed. And she goes in and she places her order and she's fine with it. So, I had someone early on this month with an auto ship. They had changed their credit cards and completely forgot that their credit card was linked to their Thrive account. They obviously wanted me to let them know that their Thrive was not on the way. And you just let them know that it's time to go in, create a new order, delete that old auto ship, create a new one, and you're good to go. So never hesitate to follow up with someone because you don't know what's going on. Just a few logistical things for you guys, and then we'll jump into the nitty gritty of this. Credits can be used on the new products except for Pink Pro. Pink Pro is still too new. Those of you who have had it so far, can you drop in the chat what you think of it? Like what you're noticing, what's the flavor? Are you mixing it with something? Just tell me what you think of it. Mine still hasn't come. The shipping in Las Vegas has been kind of weird lately. I don't know if anybody else is noticing that, but my stuff seems to be taking a little bit longer than normal. But everything except for Pink Pro, you can use credits on. I was telling the leadership team, you know, when it comes to the gummies, I absolutely love every single one of the gummies. I absolutely love the price point on the gummies, and I want to get those in the hands of as many people as I can. Buy some extra gummies as incentives for your team. You know, send some credits to a customer who's placing a $180 order. Send them an extra $30 in credits and have them add the collagen gummies to it. Have them add the immune gummies to it. Okay. There's so many things that you can do with those gummies now that you can use credits. Hold on. I hear a child crying. My husband is here, so it should be handled very quickly. The siblings have been kind of at each other this week. It seems like everything's okay. So the gummies, the water, and I don't know about the new shake flavors, but we can use credits on new products, which is wonderful. Speaking of new shake flavors, salted caramel is back and Snickerdoodle has launched. I do not know if there are limited quantities on Snickerdoodle. You should assume that there are, because salted caramel came and went because they were not prepared for how much we loved it. I mean, I think they knew we were going to love it, but like salted caramel was like here and gone, and they just now got it back in stock. So if you're wanting to try Snickerdoodle, if you want to have Snickerdoodle on hand for samples, if you want to start putting, you know, fun flavors in your mini experiences, get Snickerdoodle, because we don't know how long it's going to be here. Okie dokie. Let's get into the chat for today. So I was asking the leadership team what they wanted to talk about. And there were a couple things that came up, and I've narrowed it down to, I don't think we need to talk about time management. I think we need to talk about doing work, because I don't want to sound harsh, but I've even noticed in my own life that a lot of times I'm not being productive. I'm choosing not to be productive. I'm getting distracted. I'm getting sucked into things. I'm not paying attention. I'm not doing, you know, the routine that I had set in place. And it does affect your business. So we need to talk about being productive. Okay. You can't worry about time management until you have things that you're being productive at. And then when you are productive, you start to manage the time that you have. So, how do we find ways to be productive in our business? I think we have to go way back to the basics, especially for new promoters. You guys, if you have any promoters underneath you, you are absolutely doing them a disservice if you are not teaching them how to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you are not teaching them how to start three-way chats, if you are not teaching them how to interact in groups, and you are not teaching them how to interact, you cannot assume that someone knows how to run their business. You had to learn, right? You had to learn, right? How long did it take you to get really comfortable in the income producing activities that you have before you? I know for me, it took me almost a solid year to get really, really good at it. So how can I assume that my new promoter is just going to figure it out? It doesn't work that way. You have to hold people's hands. If someone doesn't want their hand held and they're not paying attention and they're not listening and they don't care anyway, fine, let go of their hand. That's different. But you can't leave people hanging. That is the number one thing, in my opinion, that makes our team different from other industries, our company different from other companies, is we take the time to hold hands and we take the time to teach people. And I am going to warn all of us, this is a cautionary tale. I don't think we've been doing a very good job of that recently. And that's just an observation that I have. We have a lot of people in their VIP periods, and yet we haven't had a lot of VIPs. Why is that? I don't think it's on the new promoters. I think it's on their leadership. We need to dig in and we need to teach people. You need to give people post ideas. You need to encourage them to post. You need to ask them if they put their 3 steps in their stories. You need to share with them story ideas. Send them some pictures of the 3 steps and say, hey, throw these up in your stories today. Hey, your first order came in. Why don't you do a live unboxing? Hey, have you posted an interactive post? Are you familiar with Facebook groups? Are you in any Facebook groups? Ask these questions. Train. You cannot be a leader unless you're leading. And sometimes leading isn't always just doing the do for yourself, it's doing the do for other people. Okay. So let's break down some of these resources. Give me a 2 in the chat if you're tracking with me right now. You're picking up what I'm throwing down. Let's talk about how we figure out what our income producing activities are. If you ever see the words IPA, it means income producing activities, things that we do for our business that help our business grow. Okay. It doesn't mean that it immediately turns into an order. It means that we're planting seeds and we're growing our businesses. First thing, you have tons of resources in your cloud office. If you have not, write this down if you haven't. Go into your cloud office, click the drop down, go to resources, go to documents and downloads, and under documents and downloads, there's a little section. I believe it's underneath. If someone has their cloud office open right now, can you confirm that I'm not just like making this up? Because I know it's there. Go down past the product info. There's a little section of IPAs. There's a printout of the 54321. There's a calendar document. It essentially looks like this. This is in the new VIP magazines. So it's essentially like a small version of this, a 30-day action plan. Okay. There's all kinds of documents, especially for those of you who want something physical in front of you. Okay. You don't have the routine memorized. It's not second nature to you. Or maybe it used to be second nature to you. And for some reason, you're just in a funk. And you're like, I need to figure out how to do income producing activities anymore because, like, I'm sitting here spending 14 hours scrolling TikTok and I haven't done anything for my Thrive business. Okay. So go to those documents and downloads and find those printouts. Another thing, if you go into Building an Empire, the Facebook group Building an Empire, there are in the albums the old IPA charts. Okay, so they essentially look like a bingo card. The goal is not to black it out every single day. The goal is to find things on that bingo card that you can do to grow your business, and they're different. So Rachel Golightly reached out to me one day and she was like, hey, I just don't know if what I'm doing is working. Like, I feel like every day I'm kind of lost. I'm just kind of like shooting in the dark. I don't have a direction. I don't, I need something to help me. She has been doing those IPA charts every single day, and she has been sending me the proof of what she's been doing every single day. She's noticed changes in her productivity. She's able to pick the things that she's going to do for her business, and she's able to accomplish them because she has a direction. You don't have to come up with this stuff off the dome, you guys. There are people who have come before you who have already created the systems. Those IPA charts and those documents and downloads in your cloud office are resources to help you get back on track or help you learn what works for you. Okay, maybe you download the 30-day action plan. I'm fairly certain there's something like this on there. Maybe you download that and you do it for a week and you're like, yeah, no, this isn't my jam. But you go and try an IPA bingo card and you're like, oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, have an accountability partner. Maybe there's someone in this business that you've made a real connection with that's a friend or a leader or a sideline sister. Okay, maybe it's one of your promoters that you signed up. Be accountability partners and say, hey, here's the 5 things that I did for my business today. Here's my IPA bingo chart with my proof. You guys, you got to dig deep on this. If you want to be productive, you got to do the work to be productive. And sometimes that's a hard part, is realizing that this is work sometimes. Okay, this isn't hard. It requires effort. I've said that a million times, and if you've been on this team for any amount of time, you know I'll say it again. Hard is waking up at 5 a.m. and going to a construction site in 3-degree weather. That's hard. This is not hard, but it does require effort. You have to show up for your business. You have to talk about your business. You have to post about your business. You have to do the things, right? Okay. One of the traps that I think that we can fall in is I would say that this happened when Reels and TikTok became popular. And while Reels and TikTok are incredibly beneficial for growing your network very quickly, if you are so consumed with going viral on TikTok or on Reels that all you do is sit there and scroll Reels and TikTok looking for ideas, that's counterintuitive or counterproductive, right? It's not doing you any good. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. If Reels and TikTok don't work for you, that's fine. They don't work for everyone. That is a lie. Okay? Not everyone is going to go viral. Not everybody is going to gain 200 followers from a reel that they made. Not everybody is going to make a connection and a sale from a reel that they made about Thrive. A lot of people will. But if you have been doing TikTok and Reels for the past year and you're like, I don't even like this. I don't even like it. I don't like making them. I don't see interaction on them. It's not my thing. I don't like it. That's fine. Find the thing that works for you. If Facebook groups works for you and you love being in Facebook groups and adding to your network from Facebook groups, do that. Do that. If you like to go to trade shows and set up a table and do belly to belly work, do that. Don't spend 14 hours scrolling TikTok looking for an idea to do something that has never paid off for you. Now, that being said, some of you are very good at those things. I am very good at those things. So am I going to continue utilizing them? Abso-freaking-lutely. Okay? Because at this point, they're second nature to me. They're incredibly easy. I don't spend 14 hours scrolling TikTok because I have months and months and months of content already created. All I got to do is post it. Okay? It's a different routine. It's a different income producing activity. However, don't force yourself to do something that doesn't work. Not everything works for everyone. There are a lot of people on Instagram right now. I will tell you this. I know this for a fact. I've seen it a lot. Keep in mind, I have 17,000 followers on Instagram. Okay? So I see a lot of stuff. I have noticed there are a lot of people complaining about the fact that people are only creating reels. There are a lot of people on Instagram who want to see photo content with a caption. They don't want a 14-paragraph caption. But there are people who are out there saying that they don't want reels anymore. Does that mean that everybody's saying that? No. There are still people who love reels on TikTok or on Instagram. But Instagram was originally created as a photo sharing app. There are people out there that are craving just good photos, good stories, good conversation, all of those things. They don't want reels. So if reels aren't working for you, maybe that's your audience. Maybe you will actually gain more traction by doing Instagram the old school way. Maybe you don't even like Instagram anymore and you want to work in Facebook groups. That's fine too. Maybe you've never even tried creating a Pinterest board. There are people who built this business on Pinterest. Okay. If you're someone who's like used to be the Pinterest queen and you know all the ins and out of Pinterest and you love Pinterest and people follow you on Pinterest, why are you not working your business on Pinterest and creating Thrive boards? Just a thought. Okay. Scrolling, forcing yourself to try and come up with content that you don't even enjoy creating, that's insanity. Give me a 1 in the chat if you're picking up what I'm throwing down. Okay, I'm going to give you guys just a few kind of rapid fire because, again, I did promise that I was going to keep it short tonight, and I am keeping it short. I'm going to give you guys a few rapid fire income producing activities that are tried and true. And I don't care if you've been in this business for 3 years with me, although granted, Christy's the only one who has. But if you've been in since the very beginning with me, okay, doesn't matter. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we forget what the tried and true income producing activities are. I'm going to give them to you. If you're taking notes, write them down. Okay, because these are the things that we know work to grow our business. We know they're proven to work. Adding to your network. Going into Facebook groups and making posts, interacting with those posts, and adding friends from those posts. We're not posting about our business in Facebook groups. That's not the point. We're going in there to make connections. Okay, if you're someone who loves quilting, you should be in a quilting Facebook group and making friends. Make friends, add to your network, send the friend request, be adding to your network every single day. Okay, that's tried and true. My phone keeps closing on me. It's really annoying. 3 posts a day on Facebook. I know some people are saying the Facebook algorithm's all wonky. You should only be posting once a day, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I don't care. It used to be 3 posts a day. It was tried and true. It always worked. 3 posts a day. One of those should be Thrive related every single day. I know for a fact I don't stalk you guys, but I do watch your guys' profiles. And I know there are a lot of you who used to do 3 posts a day, one of them being Thrive, that are now posting like maybe 3 times a week. And those might not even be Thrive. How are people supposed to know about your business? Yes, Polly, I am a stalker, okay? If you want me to call you out, just tell me. But that's my point. It used to be clockwork for us. I used to have it down like clockwork. I would post at 8 a.m. I would post at 11 a.m. I would post at 4 p.m. every single day. Why would I stop doing that? I grew this business to a 40K team doing that. Why would I stop doing that? I don't know. It's insanity. If you're having trouble being consistent, the least that you can do is post 3 times a day. And one of those posts be about Thrive. If you're having trouble, if you're in a funk, the least that you could do is create a routine that creates content. And content is such an infuriating word because it's like we overthink it. We're like, ooh, content. Like, do I have to be an influencer? Like, what do you mean content? Put something out there into the universe. That's it. Put something out there in the universe. Okay. Yes, you should be learning how to edit your photos. Yes, you should be using proper grammar. But is that such a big deal if you're trying to just create a foundation? No, just put things out there into the universe. When we first started, we all made posts that we would never make today. But guess what? We started. We put it out there into the universe. Okay? 3 posts a day. It's tried and true. Go live. Oh my gosh, this one I have literally been kicking myself for this one. If there's any part of this where I'm like preaching to myself, it's this part because I've been so angry with myself about this. When I started this business, I used to go live every single day. Kid you not. Didn't matter what I was doing, didn't matter what the kids were doing, didn't matter what I was planning to talk about. I went live every single day and I found a way to talk about Thrive. Even if it was just like me sitting there talking about how crazy my kids were pouring in Activate, telling people that this was my healthy energy drink. I used to go live every single day. I barely go live once a week. That's insanity to me. I built an entire business on going live. Why am I not going live? I don't know. Maybe you're asking yourself the same question. Polly, you used to go live all the time on your lunch break, walking to your car, or going on a walk, or after work, walking to your car. I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was both. Why are we not doing those things anymore? Why are we not creating those connections? Because I'll tell you for a fact that the majority of us are not doing lives like we used to do lives. And that means that there's a group of people out there who used to watch our lives or who would watch our lives that we're entirely missing because we're not doing it. We're so worried about creating an Instagram reel when we could just be going live to talk about how much we love our Thrive. Can I get an amen? Can I get a hallelujah? Can I, like, is a light bulb going off for anyone? Because this is something that I have literally been kicking myself for. I have lied awake in bed thinking, why am I not doing those things that I used to be doing? Why am I not doing those things? I built a $40,000 a month business doing those things. Why am I not doing those things? It's important. It's important. Okay. 5 to 10 in your stories. Be in your stories all the time, not just Thrive stuff. Sprinkle your Thrive stuff in there. It doesn't matter if what you're doing is boring. Okay. It doesn't matter if what you're doing is boring. It could be you checking out books at the library. It could be you wandering through the grocery store. Tell people what your favorite things to buy are. Tell people, oh my gosh, my kids' applesauce, the price of my kids' applesauce went up. That was something that I thought of today when I was getting groceries. 5 to 10 in your stories. Be in your stories. There are people who are watching your stories who will never see your posts. Do you see what I'm doing here? 3 posts a day. We're going live. We're posting in our stories. We're in our Facebook groups. We're doing all of the things almost at a rhythm because every single one of those things is going to touch a group of people. There are very few people who will see all of those things. There are very few people who will watch a live, see your posts, and watch your stories. There are very few people who hit all 3 of those categories. There are 3 different categories of people, 3 different groups of people that you're touching with that quote unquote content. And again, don't overthink it. Content is not complicated. It's putting it out there into the universe. Okay, so 5 to 10 in your stories. Interaction daily. So not only are you posting in your stories, go comment on the stories of 5 to 10 people who are non-thrivers. Okay. As much as I love when you guys watch my stories, I don't need you to comment on my stuff if you could instead be commenting on someone else's stuff who is not a thriver yet. 1, it gets you in their inbox. 2, it messes with their algorithm and it makes them see your stuff. It will push your stories to the front of their page. And 2, it will make your name pop up in their brain. It's simple psychology. But interacting with 5 to 10 stories, very simple. You could do that in the first 5 minutes of your day. You could literally get yourself ready, get your shower, get your kids out the door, get your chores done, sit down, take 5 to 10 minutes and interact in stories. That is a huge benefit to your business and it takes so little effort. Instead of scrolling your Facebook and just scrolling, don't go into the zombie scroll. Don't do that. You need to be liking, you need to be loving, and you need to be commenting on everything you see. Yes, it's going to take more time. Yes, you're going to spend less time just mindlessly scrolling. You're going to be interacting, you're going to be helping your algorithm, and you're going to be making connections with people. Like, love, comment. Don't just scroll. Interact. Okay? And then the last thing that I'll say, just general things. If someone asked you about a mini experience 3 months ago and ghosted you, you need to follow up with them. If someone asked you about a mini experience a week ago and that never went anywhere, you need to follow up with them. If you have a customer from 4 months ago who decided to stop thriving because their life got incredibly complicated and that's just how things go, you need to reach out and check on them. Don't even bring up Thrive. Check on them. Be a human. We cannot just let our customers be customers. Yes, at some point your network is going to become so huge that it becomes complicated. But right now, you can continue those connections, right? It's important. Do the follow-ups with the people who have not started thriving yet. Do the reach outs for the people that you know you need to check on. And be in people's inboxes for birthdays. So simple. It's so simple to be in someone's inbox. Even if they don't respond, they will almost always respond with a thank you. But even if they don't respond, it's at least going to make the connection and it's going to make the light bulb go off that you're someone whose name they recognize. You want to be recognizable to people, not only just as the Thrive Girl, but just as someone who is kind, right? It's kind to wish someone a happy birthday. It's important. That matters to people. Okay, those are the tried and true IPAs that I wanted to go over. Let me know in the comments if you're like, oh, yep, I have some IPAs that I have been ignoring. Oops. Like, I have been doing the zombie scroll. Oops. I have been focusing too much on creating reels and not making actual posts. Oops. And again, I'm not knocking the whole reels and TikTok thing. I mean, for crying out loud, I literally, it's something that grew my network to astronomical levels, but I just know that it's not for everyone. And I feel like we've put too much pressure on people to do something that may not work for them. There are some of you who are very good at it, and there are some of you that it works for. There are some of you who are like, I don't like this. That's fine. Okay. That's fine. There's plenty of other things out there in the universe that you can do. Last thing I want to talk about, and I'll finish it up. I feel like I'm doing pretty good, you guys, keeping us on time. And again, these are things that I think about too. So I want to word this very carefully because, like, the way that I talk to myself is obviously not the way that I want to talk to you guys. And I know I brought this up in the beginning, but your commissions, your paychecks are a direct reflection of work that you've done. Yes, life happens, things ebb and flow. We can't control a lot of different things. You will be in this business long enough, you will lose people. You will have people stop thriving. You will have leaders walk away that you never thought would walk away. Those things will happen, right? And those have an effect on your commissions. But at the end of the day, your commissions every week is a direct reflection of your work. It does not happen by osmosis. The same way that people don't reach out to you about Thrive unless you're posting about Thrive. Your paycheck is a direct reflection of work. Are you doing the IPAs? Are you doing the follow-ups? Are you doing the reach outs? Are you doing the auto ship check-ins? Are you doing the things? Are you working with your new promoters to make sure that they have every absolute opportunity to succeed at this business? Are you holding their hand the way you had your hand held? Are you doing those things? Because those things are reflected in your income. I promise you, this is not mailbox money yet. Yet. There is not a single one of us right now from in my opinion, from Maria down, literally the top earner in the company, from Maria Dillard down, I don't know a single person who is allowing this to be mailbox money. And by mailbox money, I mean you just like kick back, relax, and let the income come in. It doesn't matter what you do. Like, you're going to have a check every week, doesn't matter. Sure, you could do that, but guess what's going to happen as soon as you do that? Those checks are going to start to decrease. Because whether you're a 200K millionaire who's making multiple millions of dollars a year at this business, or you're someone who would just really like to be making $50 a week, you have to work for that. Be willing to do the work. Teach new people who join this team how to do the work. Show them. Give them direction. Give them guidance. And if you are in a funk yourself, be gentle with yourself, but also give yourself the kick in the butt that you need to get back into a good routine. Routines are good for a reason, because they work. Once you get a routine, it becomes second nature. And it is not difficult to do the things that are energetic minimums for you. We need to get back into those routines. Okay, that's all I got. I do really, really want you guys to hop on the call. We're at what, like 20 minutes until that call? Yeah, we're doing pretty good. So you've got 20 minutes. Hop on that call. That is a call that you should invite everyone to. If you have someone who's curious about being a promoter, if you have someone who has asked questions about being a promoter, if you have a customer who is a referral machine, they thrive for free, and you're like, you really should just click the promoter button, send them the link, get them on this. This is not like a private team call, it's an everyone call, and it is an opportunity call. And I will tell you right now, with Lisa K. Fuller being on it, nobody does opportunity calls. Nobody lights a fire or a passion in people like Lisa K. Fuller. So be on that. Invite everybody. I will see you guys there. I am proud of you. If you need me, I am here. Never hesitate. I don't know unless you ask. Okay. Bye, you guys.